and then I'll be sharing my screen with you all, and we'll be looking at this one here. Okay, so hopefully you'll all be able to see that screen shortly. I wanted to just look at various examples of declarer play in suit contracts involving a decision about when to draw trumps and situations where you may need to delay drawing trumps. Okay, I'm just going to mute everyone temporarily. So if you wish, you can unmute yourselves if you wish to speak, either by pressing the space bar or using the unmute button. So we're going to have a look at a few hands here where you need a bit of careful thought about whether to draw trumps or not. So let's look at this one where you open 2 no trump in the south hand. Your partner bids 3 clubs, which is Stayman. East comes in with a 3 heart overcall, and you've got a 4 card spade suit, so you bid 3 spades, and your partner ends in 4 spades. And the opponents start off by leading a heart. And down comes dummy. And what we're going to do on every hand here this evening is to make a plan and start off by looking at where we're in danger of losing tricks. So, how many spade losers have we got? How many trump losers? None, we hope. Okay, we've got all the top spades, so we shouldn't lose any. How many hearts are we in danger of losing? Well, it's 2, isn't it? Because after that, we'll be able to ruff. Do we have any diamond losers? The answer is 1. And do we have any club losers? No. So we seem to be in pretty good shape. With only 2 heart losers and a diamond loser, we should be able to make 10 tricks there. Okay. Now, that lead is interesting. If you have a little think about it, you'll realize that East, to make an overcall there at the 3 level, must surely have at least 5 good 5 card heart suit. And if we count the hearts, we'll realize if they've got 5 there, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, West won't have more than 2 hearts, all right? So that's important information. Anyway, we can't do anything to start with. They take the first trick with the jack. They lead back the ace, and West follows, okay? And now they play another round of hearts. Now, we've already worked out that we've lost 2 hearts. We're always going to lose a diamond here to the ace of diamonds. So what are we going to play on the king of hearts? Well, we're going to ruff, aren't we? But what we need to do is to ruff high, because we suspect that if we ruff low with the 4 of spades, West will over-ruff, and we'd then be defeated. So we must ruff high to start with. So suppose we pick the queen. Yes, West discards as expected, and we've won that trick now. Now what? Well, we need to think whenever we gain the lead, should we draw trumps? And let's suppose we decide to start drawing trumps here. So we play 1 round of trumps, everyone has followed, and we play a 2nd round of trumps, and everyone has followed to that. So that's 8 trumps we've got, 9 because of the ruff, 10, 11, 12. So there's still 1 trump out, and let's just see what happens if you decide to draw it. Suppose you draw that last trump. Okay, that's got rid of it. Now we're going to play diamonds, let's say. But the problem is, when we play diamonds, East can get in with the ace of diamonds. And if they carry on with another heart, we've run out of trumps. We've run out of trumps. And they'll be able to take a heart trick, because we're not able to ruff there. And now we're going to be defeated. Whatever happens now, we'll make 9 tricks, but we won't make the 10 tricks because we were unable to stop them making another heart trick. How should we play this hand? Let's look at this hand. This is the same hand again, but let's look at how it should be played. So this time they play hearts as they did before. second round of hearts, third round of hearts, which we ruff high. Okay. And now what you have to realize, if you start drawing trumps now, let's suppose we draw one round and then another round. Now, we can work out that there's still a trump out, but what we know is that if we draw that last trump before we've established the diamond suit, they'll be able to get in with the ace and they'll be able to cash a heart trick. So this is an example of a hand where you mustn't draw that last trump yet until you've set up the diamond suit. So what we're going to do instead is play on diamonds. Now if they take their ace and do what they did before, play another heart, we've still got a trump left in our south hand. So we'll ruff that one. Okay, there's still a trump out, but fortunately we can get to dummy with a club, and we can now draw that last trump, and then we can claim the remainder of the tricks. And that way we'll make 10 tricks because the opponents were only able to take 2 hearts. Anyone have any comments or questions on that? If you want to unmute yourselves, if you wish to speak. So that was the gist of that hand, involving setting up the side suit before you've drawn all the trumps. You need to set up that diamond suit before all the trumps have gone. Let's try another one. This time we open 1 spade. North jumps to 3 spades. That should be 10 to 12 points or so. And we end up in 4 spades here. The opponents lead the ace of hearts. And again, let's stop to count our potential losers. How many spade losers do you expect?
None.
None. We should have none there, right? We're going to lose 2 hearts though. Okay. Any diamonds? Yes, we have a potential diamond loser. And yes, we're going to lose the ace of clubs. So we have 4 losers on this hand, don't we? 2 hearts, 1 diamond, and 1 club. Now, is there any way to avoid any of those losers?
Yes.
There is, yes. Speak up. You're the only, that's Rami, isn't it? You're the only one speaking. That's
yes.
all right. How we can, you can be my student. How are we going to avoid one of those losers?
You just read, they'll carry on with the hearts.
Yeah, let's see. So they take 2 rounds of hearts. Let's suppose they play a diamond, and let's suppose we take that with our ace. Now, right. What we're going to do here is we're going to play clubs at some point, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, because when we play the clubs, that will provide an extra trick for us to be able to discard a diamond on. I hope you can see that. The question you have to ask yourself here is, should we draw trumps first? And this time, the answer is yes. This time we can afford to draw trumps. Think about it, plan it ahead. We'll draw trumps, then we'll play clubs, force out the ace, but we'll then still be able to run the other club. So this is a hand where you don't want to delay drawing trumps. What you want to do is just draw trumps. They come in, takes 3 rounds, and then we can just play the clubs. Okay, they can, if they don't take their ace, we just carry on. They will take their ace, and now whatever they play, if they play a diamond, we'll get back to dummy there, and now we can play off the last 2 clubs. Okay, play off the last 2 clubs, and we'll make the 10 tricks we wanted to. So that was an example of a hand where the right line is to draw trumps, and that's what you should do if you can. Because this is the same hand again, but suppose you decide to delay drawing trumps. Suppose you play it as before, they take 2 hearts, switch to a diamond, this is all the same. If you don't draw trumps but try to establish the clubs, can you see you're in danger of getting a ruff, suffering a ruff? What will happen is that if East lets you win that and then takes their second club, they can actually play a 3rd club and their partner gets to ruff. Okay, so that was an example of a hand where it's safe to draw trumps first. We'll play this all through to the end. and we'll see that we'll just make our 9 tricks here. We'll go down 1, in other words. So this was an example of a hand where you can draw trumps first, and that's what you should do if you can. All right. Any other comments or questions? Let's try another one. Here we open 1 spade, and it goes 2 hearts, 2 spades, 3 hearts, and south, let's suppose you bid 4 spades. It's a slightly pushy bid. You've got 17 points. On the other hand, you've got a singleton. The problem with bidding 3 spades is that your partner will think you're really just competing, not necessarily inviting 4 spades. So you bid 4 spades. The opponents lead a heart. And again, let's stop to make our plan. Take a minute anytime you become declarer in a suit contract, and try and work out where your losers are here. Well, we don't have any spade losers, do we?
No.
Do we have any heart losers?
1.
1, and we have 2 diamond losers, don't we?
Yes.
So it looks like we're in good shape. Looks like we should just lose those 3 tricks. Let's see what happens. Let's suppose the opponents start off with the king, queen of hearts, which you ruff. Now, let's just see what happens on this hand if you start by drawing trumps. So 1 trump has gone already. Let's draw another round, draw first round. Then we play another round, and this time East discards. So if you count the trumps that have gone, that's 8 have gone, including the ruff, 9, 10, 11, 12, and there's still 1 trump out. Okay. Now you may think you're okay to draw it, but see what happens if you do. Okay, you've drawn out the last trump. Now suppose you turn your attention to diamonds, let's say. If you want to, what happens is, sorry, let's do that again. That when you play diamonds, they can get in with the king, and if they now shift back to another heart, you can ruff that, but you still haven't established the diamond suit. So if you play diamonds again, they can get in, and if they again play another heart, you're out of trumps. You're out of trumps. Okay, and so you can't ruff that one anymore. And now what happens is you'll be held to 9 tricks. What could you have done about that? Let's look at this played the same hand but played differently. So again, they start off with 2 hearts, which you ruff the first round. Now, when you start, it's okay to start drawing trumps. So you play 1 round, but when you play a second round, you discover that East discards. So now you actually need to stop drawing trumps for a minute, because to set up tricks in diamonds, you're going to have to lose the lead twice, and that means you need 2 trumps to protect yourself from losing heart tricks. So what you need to do at this point is stop drawing trumps and turn your attention to diamonds. Turn your attention to setting up the diamond suit. Okay, they can get back in and they can play a heart here. Notice, even though East knows that the hearts are going to be ruffed, it's not necessarily a bad idea to play another heart, because declarer can only ruff in his own hand here. He can't ruff in both hands. So now you've got back in, and you can carry on with diamonds. They can get in with the ace of diamonds, but if they play another heart, you can now stop them taking any more hearts by ruffing. There's still a trump to get out, so what you would do is cross to dummy and draw that last trump, and now you'll make the rest of the tricks with your clubs and diamonds. Okay, so that's the way to make that contract. And you need to hang on, keep your trumps, don't run out of trumps, because you need it to stop them taking heart tricks. Any other comments on that? Any thoughts? I'll go on to the next one and we'll have a look. I am recording this, by the way, so you can look at these hands afterwards. They're quite interesting, I think. Let's try this one. We go to start off with 1 spade, 2 clubs, partner bids 2 diamonds, 3 clubs. I bid 3 hearts, and my partner takes me back to 4 spades. So they lead the ace of clubs, and again, let's stop to make a plan here. Try and work out how many losers we may have. Do you think you've got any trump losers here?
No.
Well, it depends, doesn't it? If the we've got 8 trumps, and if they divide evenly, 3-2, then we'd be able to draw them and not lose any tricks in the spade suit. Do we have any heart losers?
None.
No heart losers. We've got the ace, king, queen, jack. And how many diamond losers have we got?
1.
One. We've got 1. And 1 club loser. So we hope that we'll be able to make 11 tricks here if the suit divides, if the spade suit divides evenly. And that's what we're going to do on this hand. We're going to, so suppose they try to cash 2 rounds of clubs. We can ruff the next round. And let's start by drawing trumps. We play the ace, okay, and we play the king. And if everyone follows, that means that the spade's divided 3-2. That means there's 1 out, and we can draw it. And that's what we'll do. We'll draw that last trump. And now we can turn our attention to our other tricks. We can play diamonds here. If they don't take it, we'll just carry on. Eventually, they'll take their ace. And whatever they play back now, if they play another club, we still have a trump left. We can ruff with our last trump, and now we'll make the rest of the tricks. Okay, and we'll actually make 11 tricks on this hand, just losing those 2 tricks. Now, many people, when they're playing on BBO, especially, they're always complaining to me that the suits don't divide evenly, and I'm afraid that seems to be true. So let's look at this hand played again. But this time, you can see the spade suit is dividing 4-1. So you're in for a bad trump break. So let's see how you should play it this time. We'll start off just as before with the ace and king of clubs, which we ruff. Then we start playing the ace of spades, and we play another spade, hoping that they divide evenly. But West discards, and so we discover that they didn't divide evenly. And now we can see we're going to lose another spade trick, aren't we? So what you need to do in this situation is, before we draw any more trumps here, we need to set up our side suit. We need to set up the diamond suit. And if you use this little GIB button, you can actually see that the way to make this contract is to play a side suit. Diamond you'll need to play. But if you play a trump here, you can actually be defeated by 2 tricks if you lead spades here, because you'll lose control of the trump suit before you've set up the diamonds. So the way to make this contract is, once you discover the bad break, you shift your attention to diamonds. Let's suppose we play the queen, which loses to the ace. Well, now, if the opponents carry on, switch back to clubs, we actually could ruff in either hand, but in particular, we'll probably ruff in the north hand there, and that keeps our 2 trumps here, so that we've kept control of the suit. What we're going to do now is maybe play a diamond back to our hand, and importantly, again, there's 2 trump out. We know it's a jack and 10. We can draw one of them with the queen, okay? But then we want to leave that last trump out. Again, if I click on the GIB button, you can see that if you try to draw that last trump now, you'll lose control of the hand, because you'll have no more trumps left, and the opponents will cash their clubs. So that's a very important rule. When there's one high trump out, very often just leave it out and go about your other business. We'll go about our other business in hearts. Okay, at some point they can ruff, okay, but we've still got a trump left. So we can ruff back and take our 10 tricks there. Okay, so that was an example of a hand where you start off drawing trumps if you can, but you switch to setting up your side suit if that's not possible. If you get a bad trump break, rather. Okay. Anyone have any comments or questions on that? Those are all examples of whether to draw trumps and whether to sometimes set up a side suit there. I'm going to unmute you all temporarily, so you can all speak now if you wish. Anyone have any comments or questions on those hands?
Just the uneven splits, wasn't it?
Very good. Thank you, Tony.
Okay, so we'll get started. It's about 7:10 now. We'll get started at 7:30, and if there's anyone here looking for a partner, you can stay in this Zoom call and see if there's anyone else who wants to join you. So I'll leave this meeting running for a little while, and if there's anyone who wants to play, just speak up.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, Tony.
Okay, thank you. I'm
Thank
going to
you,
stop
Dominic.
recording.